Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for today's webinar. Jadi hari ini kita ada Mr. Wing dari the University of Newcastle. Oke, jadi untuk webinar training hari ini kita akan ikuti sama-sama update dari the University of Newcastle. So today we have Wing today with us. And then today we will talk about, Wing will actually deliver an updates about the University of Newcastle. Jadi hari ini kita akan mendapatkan informasi dari Wing mengenai program-program yang available di University of Newcastle, scholarship, accommodation, dan juga update-update lainnya. Buat yang pertama kali join atau yang mungkin sebelumnya belum pernah join webinar dengan Yes Education, perkenalkan nama saya Franklin. Saya adalah Regional Marketing Manager untuk Yes Education Indonesia. With us today, jadi hari ini juga selain saya, untuk tim Indonesia kita ada Mbak Risti. Jadi Mbak Risti ini nanti mungkin buat yang sudah ada di WhatsApp group dengan Yes Education sudah kenal Mbak Risti. Jadi Mbak Risti adalah Admission Officer dari Yes Education. Jadi nanti semua inquiry teman-teman tentang student application nanti dihandle sama Mbak Risti. Oke, sambil kita menunggu teman-teman yang lain untuk join, we will start the webinar training today. So again, we have Wing today with us. So Wing, when you're ready, you may start your presentation.
Thank you, Franklin, for the introduction. My name's Wing. I'm the regional manager from University of Newcastle, and I'm based at our Sydney campus. So today I will spend roughly about 20 to 30 minutes to give you a brief about the programs we're offering, especially the popular ones for international students. And then just feel free to ask me any questions regarding the programs, either scholarships or accommodation, or even the lifestyle in Newcastle and Sydney. So I will share my screen right now. You should be able to see my slides. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So today I will start with business programs, and we're offering a number of different programs under the commerce and also the business. So as you can see from the screen, you can do any of this program within 3 years. And if you plan to do a double degree between Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Business, it will take you 4 years to finish. And if you plan to take any of the degree with a Bachelor of Law, it will take 5 years to complete. So these programs now currently are offered in the Newcastle City campus. That's a building just in the image that you can see on the background. And we also offer a number of master programs in business. And you can do these programs as a single degree to be completed within 1 year and 3 months. And also you can do a double degree of 2 years. And some of the program, for example, MBA Global and MBA has been offered in the Newcastle City as well as in the Sydney campus. And for the rest has been offered in the Newcastle City campus. Well, Newcastle City is only about 2 hours drive from the Sydney city, so it's not that far. And Newcastle is also being considered as a regional areas for your future post-study work visas. And the law programs on the postgraduate level, we're offering jury doctor to students who doesn't have any background in law. Student can finish this program within 3 years. That will be including the graduate diploma in legal practice. Once you complete this program, you will be eligible to be a solicitor in Australia. Within the program, we are offering 285 hours work placement during your study within 3 years. For the onshore business scholarships, now we are offering $10,000 for 2021 intakes. That's including trimester 3 as well. So if you are doing any business programs while you are in Australia right now, you can get up to $10,000 as unconditional scholarship. Okay, now we can go straight into the engineering program. So our engineering programs are 4 years on a degree. And then if you have done that, you can just do another 1 year master's to get a postgraduate degree. Let's say today, if you have done engineering studies in Indonesia, and then you can study another 2 years master's with us. So all the master degrees or bachelor degrees has been accredited with Engineering Australia. So as soon as you complete the degree, you will be eligible to be an engineer in Australia. And here are some study areas for the bachelor degree. But for the postgrad, we are offering 3 different streams. There will be mechanical engineering, electric engineering, and civil engineering. Let's go back to the bachelor degree. The bachelor we start every February and July, as well as the master degrees. And you can study this program either in Australia or in Singapore. We have a campus in Singapore that we're working with PSB. So you can start, for example, now the border is closed in Australia. You can do the first year or the first 2 years in Singapore, and then you can transit to your studies in Australia. And the tuition fees in Singapore consider also much cheaper than in studying in Australia. And then you will be awarded with the same degree, even though you study at our Singapore campus. So it's kind of another option for you right now while the border is closed. But you know, if you enjoy your whole duration to study in Singapore, that will be another good option for you as well, if you don't want to travel too far. Bachelor of Computer Science, a 3 years degree. This program is accredited by ACS. Within the program, you have 4 different streams to study. Cybersecurity, which has been very popular one right now, computer system and robotics, data science, and software development. Right now, we are trying to work out a direct entry for Indonesian high school students with your local high school certificates. But at the moment, we can accept IB A-level as well. That will grant you a direct entry in all the bachelor degrees. If you don't have sufficient scores, we can offer diploma of engineering and business as well for the high school students to get into the undergraduate studies. Bachelor of Information IT, it's a 3 years program, and this is being accredited by ACS as well. We have 3 different majors for students to choose. The interactive media, which is highly demand right now in jobs, business technology, and system development. The Master of IT has been offered in both Newcastle and the Sydney campus. So you have 2 different choices, either study in Newcastle or Sydney, or you can study on both campuses at the same time. This program is 2 years, accredited by ACS. However, if you have any IT or computer science backgrounds, we can give you credit exemptions. Your course can be shortened to 1.5 years if you wish to. Bachelor of Design in Architecture. Usually architecture requires students to study 5 years a combination of the bachelor degree and the master degree in order to get an accreditation from Australian Institute of Architect. So Bachelor of Design Architecture is a 3 years program, and then it will lead you to a 2 years master program. So you're going to spend 5 years to be an architect in Australia, as well as in many other countries. You just need to seek the local accreditation from the country once you are working there. Our architecture is a studio-based learning methods, which means it's more practical, it's more communications for our students, to build up their portfolios and to learn different skill sets from different cohort of students. And every month we are flying in, we have got 6 AIA gold medalists teaching at our University for Architecture students. Every month we fly them in to give a guest lecture to our architecture students. Well, this is before COVID, but as far as they are in Australia, we are still continuing inviting them to visit our campus and to give a guest lecture on a monthly basis. And also we have exhibition for architecture and construction management students every year in Newcastle. So on the day we have been inviting lots of industrial people for our students to showcase their portfolios, which is, a very good chance for students to show their skills, to show their ideas, even to get a job on the spot. The Bachelor of Construction Management is also being very popular for domestic students as well as for international, because when you finish study this, you will receive 2 different accreditation in quantity surveyor and also in construction management. So both of the skill set will allow you to apply permanent residency in Australia. And if you want to know more about permanent residency, feel free to speak to the counselors at Yes Education Franklin, and they will give you more details about migration side of information. Construction management, you don't have to do the masters to get accreditation. You just do the 4 years honor degrees, and then you will be ready to get a accreditation. So within the studies, this is before COVID, we already start doing 30% online studies. And within the program, we are giving 16 weeks of work placement to every single student. And more than 90% of the students, they got a full-time job before their graduation even. So as you can see, this is very strong demand in jobs. The Master of Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development. This program has also been popular just because there's no many other university offering this program, and also it's been high demand for students from Indonesia, from Nepal, from Japan, especially countries who very often have nature disasters. So the country need this kind of skill, this kind of job to work in the countries. So if you plan to study something about disaster resilience and management, I would recommend to you, this will be a very good professional development program for students come from landscaping or civil engineering or architecture or construction managers. The scholarship right now we have for IT, engineering, and computer science are a bit different. It's all GPA based, as you can see. I will send you a flyer later on. I will share a flyer with Franklin. He can share that with you guys. There's a website link in there. So all the information has been listed on our official website. So you can find all the conditions and eligibility to apply for these programs. So I'm not going to spend too much time right now because it's very hard to remember. I will share the document instead. Okay, Faculty of Health and Medicine. Under the Health and Medicine, we have a very various of programs to offer to our international students. You have to be aware all those programs are very competitive due to limited work placement. So each program we only can take 10 to 15 international students every year. And for these programs, we only got one intake per year, that's February. And most of the program are on strong migration list skills. As you can see, the popular ones will be Bachelor of Medical Radiation Science in Diagnostic Radiography and Radiation Therapy. And then of course, Bachelor of Nursing has been very popular, and Occupational Therapy, Physiotherapy, and Podiatry. They all has been very popular just because of the job and migration demand. Master of Nursing is 1 year's program. This program has been designed for students who are already a registered nurse in your country, and you are studying this program in order to get more management skills in the nursing or medical industries for you to continue working in the industry as a leader position. And the same as public health, it's a 1 year short program. It's also helping students to learn some management skills in the industry and combine with your skills from your other areas. For example, public health can reach to, if you've already been working in the hospital or in the government or at the schools or even at big organizations, this will be something, you know, especially if even you work for airport. Nowadays, people are very concerned about hygienity after COVID. So this is another useful program for students who work in the industry and want to boosting your management skills in public health. And in the Faculty of Science, we have many different Bachelor of Science programs. The popular ones, I would say, will be biotechnology, especially after COVID. Many biotech companies, biomedical companies, they are on the boost to developing more, for example, vaccines or medicines, not just vaccines. I think more about the industry to developing many different technology in medicines. Physiological science is another program, has been popular and also strong demand in jobs. This program has been is a combination with a Master of Exercise Physiology that trains students to be a physiologist. And it's also been a very strong migration skill. And we have got a Bachelor of Food Science and Human Nutrition. This is more about food nutrition, more about food safety. A student, we have a number of students from Indonesia come study with us in this program and going back work in the food companies in Indonesia. Master of Business Psychology. Of course, we have got a psychological science as well. This is very high-ending program. It's accredited by APEC. And when you process into the honor year, you need a GPA 5.0 out of 7. And then you can progress into Master of Clinical Psychology this is a pathway for students to be a psychologist. So if you don't have any psychological backgrounds and you still want to study psychology, business psychology would be a good option for students who come from any backgrounds. For example, nowadays, if you want to be, working in a company or big organization or government, if you want to do the counseling jobs, and nowadays, of course, we need counseling roles, and business psychology will be a very good option for students to study to become a counselor within the organization. Social work, we have 4 years social work has been credited by the accreditation body, and you will be eligible to have the social work skills to apply for the migration points. And speech pathology, which is a treatment for kids who have hearing and speaking difficulties. And this also has been very popular programs among the international student populations. And then the last bit is about our communication subjects, the media productions, news media, public relations, Bachelor of Visual Communication in Animation Interactions, Graphic Design, and Creative Arts, and then Bachelor of Music in Music Productions and Stage Performance. So I think this is pretty much the programs I'd like to give you a brief about. And now probably I just spend another 5 to 10, I think we still got plenty of time. I spend another 5 to 10 minutes to talk about Newcastle accommodation and student clubs. I'm just trying to open my file, and then I'll share the screen with you. Okay. Can you see my screen right now? I believe yes.
You can see it, yeah.
All right. So I just discussed all the programs, and now I'd like to give you a little profile information about the city, about the lifestyle, and what it's like when we live here. So living in Newcastle, Newcastle is a secondary city in New South Wales. It's very close to Sydney, and it's a very livable city. The city is actually built on the coast. The city is actually built on the beach, actually. You can walk from the city center to the beautiful beach in about 10 minutes. Of course, you can take a light rail that only take you 2 minutes from the city center to the Newcastle beach. The city is very small with less populations. It's very livable, no traffic, no many people, no crowds. But the city has got everything you need. There's a library, there's a few small shopping hotspots, there's a streets of cafe, and within the study, we have got full libraries and different study areas in the city. And also we've got another campus in Callaghan, which is only 15 minutes drive from Newcastle city center. That we runs the shuttle bus every 30 minutes. However, you can take a train from Sydney to the city, Newcastle City. It takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly about 3 hours, which is not too bad as well. And the fare from the Sydney City to Newcastle only cost you about $6.50. Here is a geographic location. As you can see on the map, Newcastle is very close to Sydney. Usually, if you take an international flight, you can come down to Sydney, or either you can fly from Newcastle to Brisbane and take a flight back to Indonesia or any other countries you come from. And the climate is very warm, but it's not as warm as in Indonesia. Now we are in winter. As you can see, I'm wearing my big jumper recently. It's very cold, but it won't be freezing. It won't be snowing in Newcastle. Most of the time during the year, you see sunny weathers, which is very easy to get out and get in. The living expenses is much more affordable compared to Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane. So on this chart, you can see in many different cities, probably in Sydney, you will spend like 25% more than you spend in Newcastle in overall, 40% more in Melbourne, and 8% more in Brisbane. Usually, I think the food price, the coffee, they cost all pretty much same price everywhere in Australia. But I think the main difference will be the housing, probably will be the transportations. The University of Newcastle, we have got about roughly about 40,000 students right now. Roughly about 7,800 are from international students from 115 countries. And we have 6 different campuses. We've got Newcastle, Callaghan, Newcastle City, we've got Central Coast. Central Coast is actually in between Sydney and Newcastle. We've got Sydney campus. I think Port Macquarie is gone slowly. And now we have a new campus in Gosford, which is on the edge of the Sydney. And then we've got Singapore campus. And now we also have a few different transnational studies based in Bangkok, in Jakarta with BNUS University. Guys, I think if you are interested to study with us, you can study, do your first year at BNUS University in Jakarta for the first year, and then you can transit to Newcastle. But of course, right now in BNUS, we're only offering Bachelor of Business and Bachelor of Commerce. So here are some rankings we have. We have quite outstanding rankings in many different areas, as you can see. And our teaching quality are the highest, are the best in Australia. Here are some comparison or data survey has done by QILT, which is very reputable institution serving on the quality of teaching and learning in Australia. So as you can see, we are in comparison with a few major universities right here. Each university is standing on a different color of bars. Newcastle is the orange one in the middle, as you can see in both undergraduate and graduate satisfactions. We are standing the highest in Australia compared to a few of others. And for the postgraduate, will be the same. We are standing pretty much the highest in Australia compared to other listed universities here. The campuses. So that's Newcastle Callaghan campus. That's the main campus for students who are studying engineering, IT, computer science, architecture, construction management, and even some other health science programs. And Newcastle City campus, mainly for students who are studying business, commerce, and law. And we got a new campus coming up for many. It's not too far from the Newcastle City campus. It's also in the city, so only 5 minutes away from the other building. Mainly we're offering the creative design, media, mass communication studies here. And the Central Coast campus is actually in between Sydney and Newcastle. We're offering a number of science program, a nursing program, and psychology programs here. And the Sydney campus, that's where I am based. We are offering MBA, Master of IT, EdCourse, Master of Professional Accounting at the moment in this campus. and and this is a Singapore campus. We're offering Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Commerce here. And here's the transnational campus I was talking about in Bangkok. We offer Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Accountancy, Bachelor of Commerce, and also we plan to offer the MBA Global there as well. So it's the same degree as we offer in Newcastle. You are basically studying a Newcastle program in Bangkok. We are partnered with the University of Thai Chamber of Commerce. And that's a graduation survey. As you can see, in many study areas, our graduates have very high employment rate. And scholarships, here's a link. You can just click this link to find out different scholarships that are available to different programs and students. But I will share a couple different flyers to Franklin. And within that flyer, you can find even better details. Connect 88 is one of our projects that we are doing for our international students for their job internships and also practical learning skills. So through this program, we're trying to boost the students' practical skills to prepare them to be job ready at graduation. And it's one of the agreement we have done with DD Australia, which is a part of the Alibaba Group under Jack Ma. And we have been placing our students in many different roles to work for them. Work integrated learning is also part of all the programs. We give work placement, practical learning skills to other students because we believe practical learning skills, practical skills is way more important than academic. And while you study with us, you will have opportunity to do study abroad and also exchange in other countries. During COVID, it's not so easy, but we believe this will come back one day anyway. So, while you study with us, you will have the opportunity to be exchanged in the universities in Europe, in America, in UK, and many other different countries, even in Korea and Japan. So accommodations, the price starts from probably $150 per week up to $250 per week. Depends on what kind of room you want to use. But mostly you will get your single room. Just depends on whether you're going to share the kitchen and living room or not. And we have very strong community among students in the accommodation. Regularly do events, student lives, they do parties, events. On every floor, there's a floor manager. That's a student. You will take a turn as well. So you will, practice your learning skills and social skills while you are living on campus with us. And we have a full facilities for sports and gymnasium. We have 50 meters indoor pool and 6 different sporting levels for our students to get around, to get a little bit exercise during their study with us. And student support, of course, we provide full support on campus. Depends on your lifestyle, your social club, your mentors, your study difficulties, and even religions. And social clubs, we have over 80 student social groups that into culture, music, faith-based group, religious. It depends on your interest, and we can accommodate your interest while you are studying on campus. All right, that's all about Newcastle. I believe this is very quick while we are doing a webinar. But feel free to leave your questions, and I will answer them as much as I can. Thank you, Franklin.
Okay, thanks a lot, Wing, for the updates about University of Newcastle. Jadi buat teman-teman yang ada pertanyaan bisa langsung disubmit aja di Q&A box ataupun lewat chat box, dan nanti kita akan discuss bareng-bareng untuk pertanyaannya. But so while waiting for the questions, Wing, I got one question actually. So with the current situation of COVID, is there any, like, I don't know, a special scholarship for offshore students? Let's say they want to study at the University of Newcastle, and then, you know, since the border is not open yet, so they may start their program online. Are there any scholarship for students who want to take the online study?
Yeah, so right now, when you're enrolling online, we are offering 20% fee waivers as long as you enroll. It's not just a single semester, it's ongoing. So 20% off for all the program except for postgraduate in business and law. But for postgraduate business and law, we're offering 10% fee waivers. I will send you another flyer about these fee waivers to you along with the scholarships, so you can share through your platforms.
Awesome. Okay, and also, like,
sorry, Franklin, and also when you study online, we have a policy. It's called no pass, no pay, which means you don't have to pay your tuition fees if you couldn't pass while you study online.
Oh, okay, I see. And also, like you mentioned, that the scholarship can, you know, the student can get the scholarship for the whole duration. So what's the requirement for that? I mean, do they have to get a certain GPA?
No, there's no GPA requirement. This is unconditional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one question in the Q&A box. So can you explain a bit more about how international students, particularly from Indonesia, from National Curriculum School, who's interested to take medical school at Newcastle?
All right. So right now for medical schools, if you are taking the national curriculum, we can't recognize that one yet. So the only option is you study foundation with us. That takes about 8 months to 12 months. It depends on how quick you study. And then you progress into the first year of the medical program.
Oh, okay. So the foundation is like about 8 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And then progressing to Bachelor of Medicine year 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Oke, itu tadi jawaban untuk pertanyaan dari Vita. Any other questions mungkin dari teman-teman yang lain? Also, so I know that the border is still closed, yeah, at the moment. But let's say when the border is open, and then the students going to New South Wales to Newcastle, do you also provide like some sort of, like, for example, an airport pickup service, especially for the first-time student?
Yeah. Yeah, so we provide free pickup from the airport for the first arrival students. Yeah, so that's part of the service.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, but you have to register for that. So yeah,
Yep.
It's pretty easy and straightforward.
Okay. Let's see. Oke, ini belum ada lagi pertanyaan yang masuk. Sebagai informasi juga buat teman-teman, nanti kalau misalnya setelah sesi ini ada case ataupun ada questions yang mungkin dari students atau dari parents tentang University of Newcastle, please teman-teman feel free untuk reach out ke saya, bisa lewat WhatsApp. Jadi nanti kalau misalnya memang ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan setelah sesi ini, nanti bisa informasikan ke saya. Nanti untuk any questions-nya, nanti kita bakal discuss dengan Wing, dan nanti setelah kita dapat updates, nanti kita bakal informasikan ke teman-teman. Oke, kalau sudah tidak ada pertanyaan, dan teman-teman juga nanti kita bakal share juga untuk recordings dan juga webinar materialsnya setelah sesi ini. Jadi nanti kita bakal share ke teman-teman. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mungkin tadi joinnya telat, don't worry. Nanti teman-teman bisa cek lagi untuk recordings di webinar session ini, sama kita akan share untuk slide webinar trainingnya. Okay, so Wing, I don't receive any other questions. So I guess later on, when they send us questions through Yes Education, I will let you know. And then, yeah. And also, you will share the webinars materials as well, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can share the file with you right now.
Okay.
Because we still got a bit of time, I can check my file.
Oh, and anyway, I got another question as well about the payment for tuition fee. Can the student actually apply for a installment plan for their payment?
Yeah, so there's an option for them to do installments, but this will be applied and to be approved. Usually, yeah, it's very easy, and we allow student to pay on different plans.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So you should be able to see the two different flyers.
Yeah. Oke. Oke, kalau gitu sekali lagi terima kasih banyak teman yang sudah join session kita hari ini. Thank you so much, Wing, for your time for delivering the webinar training to our agent partners in Indonesia. Dan nanti seperti yang sudah saya informasikan tadi, nanti untuk teman-teman jika kalau ada pertanyaan, please let me know. Oke. Dan kalau memang sudah tidak ada pertanyaan, kita akhiri untuk session hari ini. Dan nanti saya bakal informasi lagi, kita masih ada beberapa webinar lagi untuk bulan Juni. Jadi kita bakal sharing lagi informasi-informasi untuk webinar-webinar selanjutnya. Okay, thank you so much everyone, and I will see you on the next webinar. Have a good day. Thank you so much, Wing.
Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.